because I believe it every time.
For those of you keeping track at home, this is episode 17.
What?
I didn't say the number last episode, but you know what? It's fine.
You didn't say it during our Sweet 16?
Oh, wow.
Missed opportunity.
Because I
Do
made a
it
big
again.
deal about the Queen Seigneur. I forgot about Sweet 16. I mean, when the episode's called Pig Milk,
Yeah.
here's what number it is. I don't remember that.
An episode like that doesn't need a number.
Right?
Just stay away from it. It's like the cursed, how like hotels don't have like a 13th floor. We don't have a 16th episode.
It has some pretty good moments in it, though. Like
I mean-
Heinrik falling in the mud.
I was going to say, baths with Heinrik and Gerty are now my player personal goal.
Yeah, write that down as your short-term ambition. You get things for it. It's great.
It's literally Jessica's short-term ambition. Like,
Bath time.
when the ship leaves and there's no place for me to have a bath with you, Heinrik, I'm going to literally be sad.
So what is the being able to remove these tubs from this room and boat so we can bring it to shore and have tubs there situation?
As a dwarf, you know that the dwarves will probably not. They're not going to allow that.
Right,
Like,
but I'm a dwarf and I would like it. So it kind of balances out.
but you're not like one of them.
Wow.
Like it's still part of their ship.
Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. So sounds like more motivated if I'm not one of them, if I'm not part of the cool kids club.
Do you think we could, do it ourselves?
I do. I'm a dwarf.
I just need the tub part. Like, we could always just bucket.
Can you imagine though, just as a merchant in general, being able to get a couple of these off and then being able to rent tubs to people that have no tubs?
Do you
Or
have
just
any?
to charge them to use your tub.
Yeah, I have metallurgy. I have Lord Dwarf. I have Lord Geology, Trade Cook, Local, Gilder, Elf.
Because
Listen, I
Trade
got a lot
Cook
of
is
stuff
going to help
going
you
on.
with a bathtub.
Well, yeah, it's like a big cauldron.
Okay.
It's not a beach. It's a
It's a
bathtub.
bathtub.
He convinced me. I know nothing
Do you have
about this.
trade
game.
engineering?
I have entertained storytelling. Not quite
Not even
bagpipes,
close.
but
Yeah,
You
right.
could use it to entertain the engineers and then convince them
there's
because they're
metal.
also dwarves.
That's true. There's metal in those bathtubs, and I have metallurgy.
Right, so you could help figure out like what alloy would be best to use for that wouldn't like tarnish with water. But you wouldn't know how to build one.
No, but why would I need to build one? We're taking them.
Yeah, he wants to just disengage it.
Yeah.
I don't think the dwarves in the ship would like that idea.
Listen, they're not going to be here when we do it, Dan.
Boy,
Can we even fit it through the door?
These are questions for other people.
After we disengage it, we'll get it to the door and be like, shit. Who has carpentry? Oh, it's a metal ship. Can you metal the door wider?
I have metallurgy.
You're not a metal bender.
With enough hammers, I am.
That's a different RPG.
Oh, fair. Can't talk about it.
No, I did sign an NDA. I don't know why that's so fun to say,
It makes you sound official and fancy.
right?
I'm like, ooh, he signed an NDA.
But yeah, I got to play test the Magpie Games Avatar RPG right before time of recording here. It was pretty cool. But I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't say anything about the mechanics.
Especially not in a public forum.
Yes.
Like a video that we're going to put up for our
Yeah.
patrons.
I can talk about it in general terms. The fact that I got to play a water bender, and the first thing I did was make an ice bridge across a river.
I feel like you're,
You didn't even tell me that.
yeah.
You're going to drop that here?
Oh, you could have built an ice bridge over that wall? Fucking wall.
When we've
In
known each
6
other for
months, when
20
this
years?
is on the YouTube, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything about mechanics of the game.
Just said that there was water. And
Wow.
And you bent it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
It was cool.
Sounds it.
Didn't you have like an animal? You tried to tell me last night, but I had taken melatonin.
all right,
so.
this is definitely not our our story.
Right. Yeah. Moving on. Questing on. For people at home wondering why I was off my rocker talking about tree bark being aspirin, you're wrong. It's willow bark is used.
Wait, who's wrong?
People at home who thought I was crazy. I'm right.
Don't
you
they're
dare
wrong for
question
thinking
me
you were
ever.
crazy.
Yes, don't doubt me ever. Biggest mistake of your life. But yes, it's the aspirin, or Jesus, it's the
Aspirin
willow
tree.
tree. The aspirin tree, and when it's blooming, it's just little tiny aspirin tabs, and just
Oh.
Yep. No, it's the willow tree.
That like plop plop fizz fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Is that
Upset
aspirin?
stomach
Whoop,
diarrhea.
there it is. That's what we used to do for cheerleading. It was
Wow.
pop pop, not plop plop.
I mean,
plop
plop
it
plop
into
is
the
a little bit
water.
more like
Yeah.
the sound cow pies make. So
Mm.
Is it pop pop? Fizz, fizz?
You are correct. Your thing, the commercial is plop plop.
Oh,
The thing
okay.
that we did in cheerleading, the Pepsi Cola song dance thing was pop pop fizz fizz. Whoop, there it is.
Oh,
the fact that you were a cheerleader surprises me 0%.
Did you
It's
give me a
just
cheerleading
basketball
outfit
tree.
yet?
No.
Weren't we supposed to wear that yesterday?
Shit, I should have gotten that because there was a substitute in for the secretary, so she probably would have just given me the key and not even asked questions.
swing and a miss.
Damn, I missed.
You mean your secretary pays attention to who takes the master key?
Yeah, ours just loses it.
Gives it to a kid who passes it off to 4 kids? Not even kidding.
Why the would you give the master key to a kid? I'm not.
Okay, I probably shouldn't say this
Yeah.
on this. Please don't put that in there.
Damn.
Fine.
Okay. So yeah, willow tree. Go chew on some bark. Feel better.
Fight trees.
Or just
Pine tree.
Bite trees.
Plant trees.
Or just go buy some aspirin. But that's where it was originally, like, that's where it comes from.
Very cool.
I'm stuck
Got
on bite
Jess with that
trees.
one.
I'm
Bite trees. That we could start using that as like an insult. Like instead of like, because I'm always
Instead
like,
of biting your thumb at someone?
well,
Go
no,
bite a
but like
tree.
Lily's
Yeah.
always like, so and so is mean to me, and I was like, did you tell him to fuck off? And she's always like, no, and I was like, so now I can say like, did you tell him to bite trees? And
She's
gonna
like,
be
mommy. And you're like, yeah, don't actually say that, but
no, tell
really.
a kid
It'll
to bite
confuse the
trees.
bananas out of them,
Right.
and then they'll stop being mean. They'll be like, "Ooh, he's weird."
Yeah.
Oh
Go
wait,
bite a
Nicole, she's
tree.
already weird.
Bite trees.
Yep.
Hey, you guys want to go bite some trees later? Yeah.
but it's like,
All the
never mind.
cool kids would always leave high school to go bite trees in the parking lot.
Right. Yeah.
My God.
I wanted to be one of those kids.
Nowadays, we call it smoking weed.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Oh. Stars above.
Yet again, we've digressed.
We don't digress as bad on this show nearly as much as others.
No.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
10-minute tangents on another. Well, not usually once we get playing the game,
Yeah.
but we have our banter at the beginning of the episode that sometimes stretches a little long.
We started a bracket before minute 45 this past week on Elite Eight Showdown, and that was like a monumental achievement.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, here we're not doing any brackets, but you do. You woke
No,
up.
we're taking them off of these tubs so we can get it out of here.
Yeah, full circle.
So you woke up the next morning. Bethen treated Gerty's leg for the day. He's chewing on some willow bark
Yeah, I
You
need
see-
to name it still, but I'm not sure what to
for
name
the
it.
yeah.
like the official name.
Oh,
You could
Bethen
even
bar.
potentially name the tree itself and then the medicine
Yeah.
separate.
The Bethen tree and the Bethen bark.
But you see that the sun is shining bright today. If you step out onto the deck, it's not too bad out here because you are a few hundred yards out from the beach. So you got the constant wind on the water.
We're not stealing a beach. We're stealing a bathtub.
God. But yeah, so you have some reporting to do. You thought of it last night a little bit late once you got on the boat and you realized, oh, Rudy and Franz are in the governor's estate, but you wanted to get cleaned up and get to bed. So you feel pretty refreshed this morning. What do we do from here?
I say let's head to the beach and talk to Rudy and Franz as soon as we can.
Well, breakfast is still served on the boat, yes.
The people are still, most people are on shore by now, but
I mean,
the boat is still here for a couple of days.
they do need a mess cook in the kitchen to get home. So
Oh, yes, is Kit the Crest staying on the boat when it leaves, or is he staying with us?
So at this point, Ket's been on the beach for the last few days. Mort has been on the boat still.
Oh, yes.
Mort's the one who cooked the crab legs.
Oh, yes.
Not crab legs, spider legs.
So we go get breakfast, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can get it in the mess on the ship. Yeah, Mort is still here with a couple of the sous chefs. He says he's probably gonna be done on the boat after today.
Oh, good.
They have the kitchen.
So you're not going back? You're staying here with us because you know how to cook the legs.
Well, yeah.
Just
Me
check.
and Ket are the cooks.
I'm just checking because maybe the dwarves hired you to cook for them because you're that good.
Nah.
Good.
He's one of my favorites.
I like Mort.
I like him.
I like to imagine Mort and Ket are very opposite, where Ket will talk, and Mort is just like, nope. Yup.
Is Mort a patron NPC?
No.
Okay. Cool.
Breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oatmeal.
Oh, I love oats.
Yes. Yeah, you could have some kind of porridge type stuff.
Yeah.
Well, do you have like pecans or something we can put in this? Cinnamon, nutmeg.
A little sprinkle dash.
Yeah, said you guys are kind of important people. He'll give you a little sprinkle of cinnamon each.
Ah,
Lord.
He's got a
yes.
stick. He shaves a little bit off into each bowl.
Oh, Mort, you are exquisite.
Yep.
Yes.
Does Heinrik eat this porridge with cinnamon? Or does Liliana just take his bowl?
Why would you steal? Why would you do this?
If you're not gonna
Heinrich
eat
eats
it-
breakfast.
She's totally going to eat it if you're not going to eat it. I wasn't sure if it was beneath him to eat porridge.
Or
I
if
mean,
he's
it's
like,
got special cinnamon in it.
yeah. Or if he's like intermittent fasting. I'm like, sorry, it's before 11 a.m. I can't eat this.
No, why would Heinrich deny himself a luxury?
Okay.
That's true. Cinnamon on this boat would be a luxury.
Mm.
There you go.
And it's not bad. It's not great. It's not like, oh my God, this is so good, but it's not bad.
It's also cinnamon on it. What else could you possibly need?
I like
Oh.
peanut butter in my oatmeal.
Oh, success. If you need to use
Cocoa
PB
powder.
Fit, it's a powdered peanut butter. It takes 90% of the fat out.
But the whole big point of putting peanut butter in the oatmeal is to get some fat in the meal.
It's a little peanut butter taste. I don't care what it brings outside that.
All right, so you have some breakfast, full up. You're all a good night's sleep.
Yeah. Let's rock and roll.
So just going to head to shore.
Yeah.
Throw a boat.
All right, so Gerty's going to row.
Yes.
So you can feel it as you get closer to shore. It feels hotter and more humid. It's early still, so it's not oppressive yet, but we will be taking tests once you decide to basically if you go anywhere. We can head right to the governor's estate. You see the town is bustling already. It's early, but not like crack of dawn. I'm sure you guys slept in a little bit because you didn't have anything you had to go do right away today. But you know, there's the constant sound of the chopping of wood, chopping down the trees, and then Thorglash knocking them down. Every once in a while, you hear a boom and like he laughs every time he knocks one down. He really likes to do it.
Does he
Oh,
clear
yeah.
his throat first? Are there like 6 more buildings erected too since we went to bed?
No, there's a couple that are still under construction of the prefabricated ones
Cool.
that are you figure might be done today or tomorrow.
What is it that they are working on now? As far as building.
Make an easy gossip check. Ask around.
Hey, 3 success levels.
Hey, I lost my.
Oh, easy. 5 success levels.
All right, so you find out that the governor's estate was like the number one priority. The bureaucracy, you're kind of in the empire, sort of, so that's a big deal.
Mm.
And the barracks was number 2. Kitchen. There's also a smithy and workshops for places for the carpenters and lumberjacks to work, since they need more space to actually be building the buildings now instead of taking things that were already done and just assembling them. And then also stables and a barn.
If it makes sense at some point today, checking out the smithy, Maribeth might be there.
Sure.
And basically, once that's all set, then like they have other plans for things. The other buildings will be taking longer because they have to fashion everything for them. But it'll look like a small town once all that's done. So you'll have the governor's estate, barracks, kitchen, smithy, workshop, stables, and barn. That's already 7 buildings that will be set up.
Nice.
And they do have a portion of the jungle, we said, penned for the livestock, was taken off the boat a couple days ago. And they are kind of moving where they are available to, so they don't lose them. But they do have a fenced-in area for the few horses and pigs and cows they have. Probably goats instead of cows.
We should probably check out these pigs, yes?
Get an idea.
Don't we have our jobs to attend to? I mean, I'm as excited as the next person to visit my horse, but we were brought here for a purpose.
Yes.
All right, you're not wrong.
I do think it might be wise to touch base with the Elven Scout as well. And perhaps he and Liliana can work on the best way, the best types of traps to set.
Kelpie.
Yes, that's what I said. That individual. And then they can collaborate on traps and trap setting. And that is something that we could set into motion. But I do agree with Heinrik. We should make this report to Rudy and Franz post haste.
Hey, GM. Is scurvy something that's well known about?
You said GM
Yeah.
in your weird Gerty voice, and I was like, who the hell is named Jim?
Yeah, I mean, anybody that's on the ship for any amount of time knows about scurvy. Make sure that you have something that gives you. We know it's vitamin C. So yeah, something like oranges is very common to help fight that off. So that's something that they would definitely know about and have. Dwarves especially figured that out, but I would imagine human sailors have figured that out as well.
Okay, so that is common knowledge. So do you think this guy that we follow around, we look through windows, I think he has scurvy hands, maybe allergic to oranges?
Perhaps.
I thought about that last night in dream.
Oh, wonderful. I'm glad that even in sleep, you're still on the job.
I don't normally dream.
Oh.
I think it was that stuff I was doing.
You dream smart things.
No.
So are we going to go to Rudy first or the trapper first?
Well, I should probably go both.
Same time?
Yes.
I mean, we could split up. We don't have to stay together.
The road is very boring to me.
Okay.
I didn't kill anything. I have nothing to tell him.
Also, I called him by wrong name once because I thought that was cool and it wasn't. So I'm kind of embarrassed to go back there.
Oh yeah.
I forgot that happened.
Cool.
So to the estate.
We're going to split the party and somebody's going to get shot with a crossbow.
Not that.
Always. Every time.
I was looking up the symptoms for scurvy. What was your plan? Who's going where?
So Heinrik and Bethen are going to talk to Rudy and Franz, and Gerty and Liliana are going to talk to the Elven Scout to talk about traps for catching wild boar.
Specifically non-pregnant wild boars, because as we all know, pigs cannot produce milk while they're pregnant.
Does Gerty know that?
No,
But
because it's the opposite. Pigs can't produce babies while milking, I think.
yeah, they can't get pregnant while they're lactating.
Yes.
But if you get a pregnant sow, then you can have piglets, which are much easier to domesticate.
Baby pig traps.
Okay. So we'll start with Bethen and Heinrik heading to the estate.
Yes.
So what do you do when you get there?
Knock on the door.
Rudy, we've come to report about our findings in our travels to the east.
Oh, you see Rudy standing out front, of course. He's standing there sweating in his livery and armor. And he says, "Oh, very good. I'll have you report to Franz." And he opens the door and kind of steps out of the way for you to enter.
Rudy, you might want to hear this information, as we do feel like we might need some assistance in this.
Oh,
depending on what we decide to do.
All right.
Yes.
I will take part. He follows you inside. He kind of stands in the doorway of that like study room, and Franz is in there, same as it was yesterday, papers all over the place. And he looks up and he's like, "Oh, well, welcome back. How can I help you today?"
Hello, Franz. How are you?
I'm quite well. I've been using that lotion on my hands, and I don't know if it's helping yet, but I will continue.
Good. Wonderful. As we were exploring yesterday, we came upon a clearing, and it was filled with native inhabitants.
Oh,
yes.
What kind of inhabitants?
Like monkey.
A type of, perhaps a southern beastman.
Beastman? Why would you say beastman?
Large horns, hair everywhere.
Oh, just a moment. He shuffles papers around. He takes out a quill and he like licks it and puts it in the ink. He says, "Describe them to me, please."
And we will do that.
Yes, they had a yellow fur all over the body and a long tail, as if some sort of cat. And the necklace that we use to understand foreign languages, we could not understand anything, which tells me that they are complete savages.
Oh, goodness. Oh, okay. It does sound like a different breed of beastmen to me, especially with the horns.
They did seem to have a hierarchical society where, as we were observing them in the bush, we were undetected, and a hunting party came back. And we found there are boar in this area, but there are, the like women and children subsect, and it seemed like a normal society, but like Heinrik said, not being able to understand their language, interacting with them could be somewhat difficult, and we did not feel it was wise to approach them being of such small number.
There were many more than you?
Yes, there were at least a dozen, if not more.
Interesting. From the doorway, Rudy says, "Beastmen could be trouble."
They didn't seem aggressive in any kind of way, but they also were not threatened by us, so I can't really say how they would act.
You are sure you remain undetected?
Yes, they did not see us. They were distracted by the boar. There was some kind of like celebration for the hunters when they returned.
How many of these hunters did you see?
That's a great question. What did we say, like 4 or 5?
There were about 10.
Yeah, it was a number where we were like, we're not getting involved in this.
Yeah.
There were 4 or 5 hunters that came back, but there were another 4 or 5 that looked like hunters that were already in the clearing.
Okay.
10. I have the number 10 literally written down in here.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was about 10 total, and with the hunters, there was one that looked a little bit different, with like kind of bedecked with feathers and things, and carried a big staff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have warriors 10 plus the colony is what I wrote down.
Rudy says this could.
Liliana's not there though. So.
This could be a problem. I didn't expect to run into something like beastmen all the way down here.
It could be fortuitous, though, if they're an established society, then we're not encroaching on their area whatsoever while we're here. It could potentially set up a nice trade. They could show us more of the flora and fauna that we could rely on here.
Beastmen don't trade.
Yes, Bethen. I don't think that you perhaps have familiarity with beastmen.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Back home in the Empire, we know that they are savage and will attack human settlements, and they are ruthless creatures.
Yes, I will certainly increase our surveillance at night, especially. I assume these creatures will probably come during that time if they were to attack us, but we'll keep... I'm going to increase our watch patrols with this new information. Thank you. If we need to, we could send out a force in the next few days. So we establish exactly where they are.
Okay. I think that approaching it in a diplomatic way first could be advantageous. And then, of course, if they do pose a threat, obviously we need to take the steps to protect what we've established here.
You are the experts in this, so I would trust your judgment at this time. I won't rush off into the jungle just yet.
But we sure will.
If nothing else, we should know the size of the force that we may face before we consider engagement.
Yes, find out exactly how many there are, how many warrior types, how many of the you said women and children, what kind of things are they armed with, what kind of defenses they might have, anything that would be helpful in battle. And Franz kind of pipes up from like drawing, as I assume you guys were kind of describing these more and more. And he's also, if they have any type of, well, first I need to know where they are. We on our maps. Where can I place them?
I'll point out the clearing and also the wall next to the river.
Yes, avoid the wall. It is, at the very least, a dire inconvenience.
Can that be the episode title? Dire Inconvenience? Because that's really good.
I like that one.
That's
I'll
great.
write that down.
Heinrik is just gold when he speaks.
Seriously.
I don't know how to spell inconvenience, but spell check will help me.
That's all that matters.
Beautiful.
Too many vowels. Yes, well, something I hope to not have to eradicate those of this area, but something, if they are creatures of the ruinous powers, then it's something that I don't know if we could potentially cohabitate with, and I think it will come to blows eventually, but is why you're here to learn more about these things and let us know. We can take that information and take the next necessary steps.
And perhaps when the elves come to visit, they would have some insight about this group. They've been here for generations. They would certainly know better than a group that's been here for 4 days.
Oh, yeah, very good. Yes, it makes a lot of sense. I hope to pick their brains, as it were, for lots of things.
Wonderful.
One does have to wonder why these creatures weren't mentioned when the elves were appraising us of threats of the jungle.
Perhaps they don't see them as threats.
The elves might see them beneath them to the point where they didn't think they were as much of a threat as you mentioned orcs and lizard men. Maybe these monkey beast men, as you described them, are beneath their notice. Or maybe they simply don't know about them. Maybe they're so adapted to this jungle environment that they have been elusive to them, and you've stumbled upon them.
Entirely possible. Wonderful.
Perhaps so.
Or maybe they're in league with them. Who knows? I mean, we know so little about the area at this time.
Wonderful. Well, I think that does it. We will probably be heading out shortly, and we will let you know what we find.
Oh, very good, very good. Rudy says, indeed. And then walks back to his post. And we'll go over to Rudy and...
Nope.
Oh, Gerty.
I looked right at you.
Pronounce Gerty.
Yeah, why'd I say Rudy again? Gerty and Lily. We all know I can't remember the names of characters.
Not even a little bit.
Last time when I had the migraine, when it was first starting, Danny said something to me about what Heinrik was doing, and I looked at her and I just went, "Who the hell is Heinrik?" I couldn't think.
And he was going to try to push through it. Like, come on.
I appreciate it, honestly. Good on you for trying to do that.
Yeah, until I came back down and you guys were all like, "No, we're done," and then I ran upstairs because I thought I was going to puke.
And then you did.
Like an hour later, yeah.
Yeah.
Felt a little better after that. Whew.
She was.
Don't recommend migraines.
I don't think anybody recommends a migraine.
Nope.
Can't have those mac and cheese bites anymore.
Yep.
Is that what did it?
I don't know. That was the only. Nobody really knows exactly what causes migraines. It's so different for a lot of people, but there's a lot of evidence to show that it's based on things that were eaten. And I had 2 recently, and they were both the day I ate some of those mac and cheese bites that we got.
Oh.
Yeah.
The only connecting factor.
We're doing real medical journaling here. Migraines caused by mac and cheese bites. Probably it makes sense.
Educational. Boop.
You're welcome.
All right, so Gertrude and Liliana.
Oh, we're not friends? Okay, cool.
Just making sure I get the name
You
right.
forgot your name. It's,
Trying to make up for forgetting it the first time. You're looking for Kelthie?
Kelthie, yes.
I'm going to find Kelthie.
Go to the kitchen.
Oh, she will probably won't be there. She eats the nuts.
The kitchen knows where everybody is. At some point, you come to the
yes.
kitchen, and if she's a scout, she needs scout food.
Mm.
Ask in the kitchen.
She's got a good point.
All right, so you head to the kitchen. You ask Ket.
I'm gonna loudly ask. That way, anybody around us, like hearing me, will hear me ask because I don't keep secrets.
Fair. Ket says, well, I haven't seen her since yesterday morning. She got a little bundle of stuff and said she'd be back in a couple of days.
Where's she going?
I don't know.
She
The elf stuff.
Oh, she goes to the tower?
What?
The fancy tower or like the tower everyone's going to tower?
I didn't ask.
Oh, come on.
We all have our jobs to do. I got to make the food. Kelthie is going, doing whatever elves do. I don't know.
The elves do very different things. There's many types of elves. There's elves that go in the woods. There's elves that go in parties, right? She's not party elf. She's wood elf, right?
I guess.
So she didn't say anything. She said she'd be back in a couple of days. This is very inconvenient.
Well, I know that she's going to be bringing back some stuff for me to cook up. Like, I know part of her job is to help with hunting and
spiders,
trapping and
yes.
everything. So I'm hoping
Yes.
she comes back with whatever's out there. You said something about boar yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe you should come back with some boars or piglets. I don't know. That'd be kind of sweet. I'd love to cook up some fresh bacon.
Would like to eat fresh bacon.
Yeah. Ham.
Some pork chops.
Ham.
Ham.
Is there anybody else that's like trap people here?
Trap people.
Yes. Like people that make traps?
Me, but we could try the mercenaries. They might know something.
Oh, no, we do have pigs. Maybe a pig farmer will know something.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Who is the primary pig man?
The premier.
Leanna's got no better ideas for that, but she's like, we need to find Kelthie. Is what we need to find.
I don't. Listen.
Oh, you think Lenithar would know? If
We
she was gonna go
might.
find the elf people, he's an elf. She's an elf.
We might. He's probably pretty busy though. You know, making
She also, well, and
fancy
then,
blankets.
Fancy blankets.
For
Both make
the-
a gossip test as you're talking about this in the kitchen.
Oh wow! I rolled a 3, like 0-3.
I rolled a 99.
Oh, no.
That's almost the complete opposite. That's pretty amazing. So as you guys are talking about this in the kitchen,
That's
one of
5
the-
success levels, by the way.
Oh wow!
I was gonna say, can I crit fail gossip?
You notice 2 of the 2 slayers, the dwarf slayers,
Mm.
are like in the corner having their own breakfast, and one of them pipes up and comes over to you, and he says, "Well, between you and me, I heard some rumblings that those 2 elves there, them pointy ears, don't get along."
It makes a, I mean, we've met both of them. They're very different people.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, I wouldn't get along with you either, but you know, they seem to kind of butt heads.
That means that,
Yeah.
butt jokes. All right, so Lenithar probably doesn't know where she is, unless he's watching her because he doesn't like her. Did you know where she went? Have you seen the pointy ears?
I don't pay attention to them.
All right.
You just know that they don't get along and what their, interpersonal relationships are. Yes, it makes sense. So what makes you think that they don't get along? And just because you don't see them with each other or because they have argument or...
I didn't see anything directly, no, but it's rumblings around. You spend 3-4 weeks with somebody on a ship, you hear things sometimes.
Wood elf, high elf, party elf, wood elf. It just doesn't really fit together.
Speaking of, where's Merbeth?
Oh, she's over with the miners.
Oh, yeah, this makes sense. Okay.
Where are the miners?
They're out looking for a quarry, something to mine.
Oh,
Which
so
way?
they're out and about to. Everyone's just gone that I need right now. This is very
I know. Which way did
convenient.
they go?
They went northeast. Pretty sure they were checking today.
Wait, did they go by the mountains? Were
They-
the big things going by the mountains?
Oh, hopefully not.
I mean, that's where mines are, by mountains, Gert.
Right, which means if there's not monkey, then there's dragon, and either one is mineable.
What?
Ugh.
This is not good. I don't like this morning so far. This is not going to be a good day. It's already too warm.
Yeah, and there's nobody
That's
here.
true.
Where is everybody? Okay, thanks.
Well, heads back to his seat.
Liliana's just literally standing there, Gerty at her.
A lot of arms crossed.
Liliana,
Gerty.
it's going to be at least 2 days before we get Pig Trap.
Why?
Because
I
that's
can-
when Kelty comes back.
I mean, but if she left yesterday, that's already 1 day.
Right, it's just a few days. A few is normally like 3.5.
I mean, I can make rat traps. Why can't I
Four-ish.
make a pig trap?
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Oh, rat milk.
Nah.
That's a question?
Too tiny. Too tiny. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough to make enough cheese for me and you.
Rat milk.
Okay, now if you were to try to trap milk rats, is there anything different you do compared to regular rat trap?
I mean, we
Not
burnt
put
a milk
poison in.
rat.
What's it?
We burnt a milk rat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't have made yes.
Nah, I wouldn't. Mm-mm. That was like rotted milk. No good.
So
Bad.
gross.
Let's look at the cheese.
Imagine how upset people would be if they learned that you gave them like Skaven milk. I mean, most people don't believe they're real anyway, but
Would it be slightly green in the warpstone?
not every Skaven eats Warpstone, but maybe.
It has like rancid in it. Looks like breath savers. It just had little specks of green in it.
Oh.
Okay, so I'd fine. Let's go
Glowing
into
milk.
woods or whatever and climb a wall or do whatever. Kelty not here, Mary Beth not here. I don't know what we even do anymore.
No more options.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find Lenithar. Because
Okay.
if they don't like each other, I'm still gonna find him.
All right, so you had heard before that he has space in the governor's estate as like the diplomat.
Pausing outside those doors. Going in the doors.
Rudy's like, "Can I help you?"
Ah,
The others are inside talking with speaking with Franz.
Ooh, he has maps he might know. We're gonna go talk to Franz with everybody else.
Very good.
Okay, we go inside.
So as Heinrik and Bethen, got the names right this time.
Good job.
Kind of finish pointing out on the map, giving Franz the best idea they can of where this place is. In comes Liliana, probably very boisterously, and then Gerty not limping as bad as yesterday.
Disgruntled Gerty. Yes.
We can't find a Kelsey. She out in the woods again.
Are you asking Franz?
She announces it.
Oh,
She literally announces it to anybody who's listening. She's assuming someone will respond.
Franz is like, "Oh, I believe she was trapping, gone for a few days, I think.
Oh, when did these few days start?
As far as I understand, she left yesterday, and she planned on being. She told me back in a few days, hopefully with information similar to what you were doing. But she goes on her own. I'm not one to tell an elf what to do.
Did you know what way she went?
I do not. She did not give me that information. No.
I mean, what do people even do here?
Well, you know, it's not like we're gonna find a wood elf in the woods.
Well, I'm
like
not-
they hide good.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. She's very tall. She doesn't need to move as many branches.
She could probably be a tree. We probably walked by her.
Yes. Oh, we should not bite down trees. It could be healthy.
You don't want to bite healthy. No.
Grumpy Liliana.
Yeah, she's got really good stealth.
Yeah, there's no way we're going to find her
No.
unless she wants to be found.
I thought she could help us track the boars, figure out where the monkeys went to find the boars, figure out where the monkeys were going, tracking the things.
Tracking the things.
Well, we have some options for our adventures today. We could go back out and scope out the monkey people, or we could go in a different direction, try to find something else.
The not Lenithar, but the ones that are like him. They say that there's another elf tower to the south, yeah?
Oh,
Mhm.
well, perhaps we should head that way.
Oh, maybe we could invite them to the same party that the other ones are going to, and then they'll be like, hey, this is a nice place to be.
As long as the elves of the south one like the elves of the north one, because Lenithar and Kelty don't like each other, and if they don't like each other, that's a bad party.
Oh, yes.
It is crucial to understand everyone's social standing before organizing a social event.
Well said.
So, does that mean we go talk to the other elves that we knew before to ask them about whether they like the South Elves, or do we go to the South Elves first and see if they like the North Elves?
I think talking to the... Go ahead.
Surely they know each other already. We don't need to be introducing them unless we find some benefit by doing so.
Maybe neither one has had spider legs before.
And we don't have to tell the south ones about the north ones if we find out they don't like them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And heading to the south is like two birds with one stone. Discovering uncharted territory and touching base with the elves.
All right, so you're going to head out to the south?
To the south.
Lands.
Franz says, oh, this is very good. I'd like to fill more of that in my map. Really, whatever direction you go is good with me, but splendid. So you head out south. I'm going to have you make an extended navigation test here with everybody to see how well you do heading south. Because once you get under the canopy, it's really hard to judge even which direction the sun might be coming in from.
Can I not help?
No, this is with everybody.
I am forced to help. My skill's very bad, so the chances of me rolling poorly and hurting the group here are very high. I don't want to do that if I don't have to.
I guess if you wanted to dedicate, one person to lead the group with navigation, you could. I imagine none of you are like actual scouts, so you probably try to figure things out together.
Should have brought a Kelsey.
If I may, I believe if we are dedicating a leader, yes, we can all give them +10 if we have the skill. Can we do that? So one person rolls with a +10 for anyone helping instead of all of us rolling and taking away from each other's success?
I like the idea of the extended test there as opposed to assisting.
This is dumb.
I would say I'll let you choose who is helping with figuring out where you're going, so not everybody has to roll. But if you are helping with this, you're making a roll, and we're gonna compound the success levels.
May I use outdoor survival?
No, navigation. You're trying to find your way.
We're outside.
True.
Navigating, not surviving. Alex, you keep trying to talk.
Yeah, well, I mean, I already got 3 success levels to bring to the table on that roll, so maybe we don't need to worry that much.
What are we doing? Average?
Oh, just challenging.
Oh, okay. -2.
Okay, so we're still at +1. That's good. Did Bethen roll?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that look is?
Yeah. -5.
Did you want a fortune or beseech dark gods?
Not really.
As we found out in the past, this typically just means you can end up maybe not exactly where you thought you were going, or it
There's
might
going to
make
be
you take
another
longer.
wall.
There might be something along the path here.
Thankfully, I was outdoors surviving, so I knew it, I would have passed, too, if I rolled that for whatever. This game's stupid.
All right, let's see. After all that, you would have passed. Let's see what kind of thing you stumble across. So as you're making your way through the jungle,
It's a bees.
after about an hour, nobody's wearing plate mail of any kind, right?
Correct.
No.
We do have some chain, though, right?
Yes.
So anybody wearing chain will have to test for exposure after an hour and a half, so not quite yet.
I am wearing fine breastplate.
Is that leather breastplate or metal breastplate?
Or no, I'm sorry. I'm wearing a fine mail coat.
That's what I thought. Okay. So after about an hour, you've gone pretty far. Gerty doesn't have to be as slow today because you have that willow bark or whatever name Bethen might call it. You can go at about 3 miles an hour. It'll be actually a little bit slower than that because you're going through the jungle. That's a pretty standard walking speed for most people. That's Gerty's max walking speed.
Mm.
So it'd be a little bit slower than that. You see there's a curtain of vines that stretches between two trees. You come across.
A curtain of vines.
I mean, Liliana's just going to pull out her quarterstaff with rats and use it to shove it in the middle and then, like, pull it up or poke a little hole. And it's going to be a hobbit-sized hole, but she's totally going to, like, try and peek through it.
Okay. You just see more jungle on the other side.
I don't like this.
She goes under the vines.
Okay.
I'm not much for nature, but is this the sort of thing that happens without a person assembling it in such a way?
It seems. Do you have outdoor survival? Any advances in that?
Heinrik is asking the party this, not Dan.
Oh.
Liliana
I'll
turns
outdoor
around.
survival.
I mean, Liliana will turn around from the other side and be like, stuff grows where it wants to.
I passed my outdoor survival check.
All right, it seems natural to you. There's just a lot of vines in this spot.
You have 2 success levels. Yes, sometimes monkey people like privacy.
Maybe the trees behind these vines don't want to be bitten.
If you don't want to touch it, you can borrow my staff to hold the tree up, the vines up. Just ropey plants.
Ropey plants.
Ropey plants. You could just push the rope.
Old vines open
Heinrich.
for you, Heinrich. That's fine.
Heinrich's gonna just pull his sword out and cut a path through, because this is in the way for us, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heinrich's just gonna pull out the sword and cut through it.
Hack and slash.
All right, make a like an attack roll, mainly basic or whatever yours is, melee fencing.
Yes, melee fencing. And that's 1 success level. I'm assuming that this is not going to be a contested.
No.
Vines aren't going to block.
What would be no? They don't dodge out of the way or anything. What
They
would
have
the total
35
damage
thing
there
now.
be?
1 success plus 6. So I think that's 7 damage.
Alrighty. I want you to make an agility test here.
Ooh.
Because it's gonna fall on you.
Well, the agility test didn't go as well as the weapon skill test.
Okay.
That was 2 negative success levels.
All right. So as you slash through these vines, you cut down a few of them, but as you swing your arm across, some of the vines wrap around your sword and your arm and start pulling you up off of the floor.
What?
These are vine quicksand.
Unhand me, you foul plant.
So we're actually going to go into initiative here. Heinrik is going to suffer from the grappled and ablaze conditions.
He's on fire?
Not so much fire, but you feel like this weird burning on your skin where these vines are grabbing onto you. It hurts a lot.
What is happening?
Why do these things
Poison!
always happen first thing in the day, so we have to deal with the rest of the day? This is dumb.
So Heinrik is actually first here with initiative, I believe. You had the highest, or you could
It's
choose
a 37.
Yeah, I'm at 34.
Wait, where's that?
It's the eye.
30.
Yeah, so for my first action, I'm going to try and get ungrappled.
All right. Is grappled not on my grappled's not on my GM screen.
Lame.
And I could say it's my cutting arm that is been grappled, isn't it?
Yeah, so you just can count it as grappled in general. Is grappled not a condition? Sorry. If you begin your turn grappling, you may break the grapple if you have higher advantage than your opponent and do not count as being engaged for your move. Otherwise, you must make an opposed strength test for your action. If you win, you can either deal damage or give your opponent an entangled condition or remove an entangled condition from yourself, plus lose 1 extra for each success level you win by. That's what it is, because you have the entangled condition, but you are grappled.
How many entangled conditions does he have?
I think you just entangled or not.
How
So
many
you're-
grapple conditions does he have?
Let's see. Entangled. You are wrapped in something restricting your movement. It could be ropes, spiders, webbings, or an opponent's bludgeoning biceps. In this case, it's vines. On your turn, you may not move, and all your actions involving movement of any kind suffer -10 penalty, including grappling. For your action, you can remove an entangled condition if you win a post-strength test against the source of the entanglement, with each success level removing 1 extra entangled condition. So you can have multiple entangled conditions here. So I'm going to say these vines grab you and you suffer from 3 entangled conditions.
Yeah, well, I'm going to make that I guess from being grappled, I don't have to make a non-movement based thing. So I'm going to just continue to hack at these vines. I am not going to hack at these vines with an 81.
Oof.
And with 3 entangled conditions too, that's -30, right? So that's like 110.
Ooh. That just got bad.
So we'll say the vines count as having 1 advantage right now, since they grabbed you. So you can't attack it directly while grappled. You have to do the opposed strength test to be able to do the things listed, because you don't have higher advantage.
Oh, well, then that 81 was going to lose the strength test anyway.
So it still has you grabbed. And then a blaze, which Alex is used to. In this case, it's not that you're on fire, but there's something burning into you as they have you grabbed. So at the end of every round, you suffer D10 wounds modified by toughness and armor with a minimum of 1 wound suffer. So we'll remember to do that after, I think, Gerty's last.
Oh, question.
Take that.
Because this is plant-based, I assume some type of injection. Heinrik is very good against poisons. Is this technically a poison?
It's an acid. It's like a digestive.
Oh, good.
It's starting to digest him before as
you're
it
getting
brings
eaten.
him up.
Okay.
You guys don't know. The characters don't know that, but I'm sure Heinrik's is like, oh, it burns.
How much damage was that again?
You will take 1d10,
Okay, so
but
we don't
at the
know
end
yet.
of the round. So if they manage to get you out of it before then, potentially, you might not take the damage. who was after Heinrik?
Probably me. I've got a 34.
I have a 32.
I have a 22.
Right. Okay. So Bethen, you see him get pulled up in the air.
Oh dear. Can I like grab his body?
You could try to, yeah.
I'm gonna try to grab his body and pull him back down.
All right. So we'll do an opposed strength test.
Okay. Ooh, that may not have been a good idea. Nope.
How'd you do?
3 levels of failure.
So you actually win the opposed strength test. I got really excited because I rolled 0-0, and then my die fell off my notebook, so I re-rolled the units die, and it came up as a 0. So that's 100.
It's 100. Yeah.
So I have more negative success levels than you.
Boom.
So you pull Heinrik down a ways.
Yes.
You're not able to break the grapple yet because it's got a whole bunch of vines on him, but you're pulling back down so he's not as high up in the air.
Right.
And I want you to make an agility test here. Just challenging.
3 levels of failure.
So as you're grabbing Heinrik and pulling him down, you feel more of those vines coming from the side start grabbing around you, and you are now entangled.
Okay.
You only have 1 entangled condition, but you are grappled and entangled as well. So you guys are kind of all mushed up together in all these vines.
Heinrich and I are going to be a delicious burrito, or whatever this thing is, full of beans.
Oh, we can split it now.
Alrighty, Liliana.
Oh, God, save us. He's got fire.
I have no fire, so wait. She's going to take her staff, which didn't make it angry before, because she lifted it so nicely, and actually just try to like poke the vines and like push them away and off of the people.
As you do that, you feel like they have this weird strength to them where you try to push them away and nothing much happens now that they are grabbing onto something.
Okay.
So I would say that could kind of count as your move, just kind of poking at it.
Okay. If just poking at it is them resisting it, she would then probably just thwack it.
Okay.
Like hit it with the stick.
Alrighty, so make your attack roll there. It'll be unopposed.
WS?
Or your melee. Do you have melee polearm for your quarterstaff? Would be an advanced skill.
No.
Right, so then melee, then weapon skill.
Okay. That is 3 levels of failure.
Oh no! So you hit it, but you feel like it just doesn't seem to do anything. Or maybe the vines are trying to grab your stick, so you just can't get a good
Can't
whack.
get a whack at it.
Gerty, you see all this going on? Looks like Bethen's stuck in there too now.
Yeah, so I will definitely not end my turn stuck in this. I will try to hit it with my axe and try to cut Heinrich free. Heinrich! Those plants are bad.
When you swing the axe, watch my face.
Oh, yes, I try to avoid his face.
Keep your eye on the face.
You were saying something?
Just don't hit it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look.
Hit the vines, not me.
I hit the vines with 2 success levels.
All right, so how much damage would that make?
Oh, listen, man, I don't know.
Plus your strength bonus, plus I think 4 for a hand weapon.
Yeah, so 2 plus 4 is 6 plus strength is 4. 8.
Alrighty. So you chop away some of these vines, but not enough for them to get down. At the end of the you give yourself an advantage.
Okay, yes.
For
And it loses advantages.
well, grab somebody else.
It took damage.
Oh,
Don't you
true,
lose
true,
all
true.
advantage when you take damage?
Yes, that's true. So the end of this round, the vines, I'm having them just go last. They're gonna pull Heinrich and Bethen up 2 yards.
They should make a strength check.
and you guys will each suffer damage for a blaze. I'm going to roll for you separately since you really should be worse for Heinrik because he got grabbed first. But we're going to roll them separately. I'm going to do Heinrik first here. You're going to suffer 1, so you don't need to minimize that at all because it'll just be 1, which is, you definitely need that. Bethen, ready for a 10? I rolled a 10. But you get to subtract your armor and toughness.
I'm 800 feet tall.
Yeah, so you have more surface area to touch.
So Bethen suffers 10 damage, but you get to reduce it by your toughness and we'll say the highest point of armor you have.
Get to reduce it by 4.
That's not too bad. It's only 6. At least you don't have 11 wounds to start with.
You have 13.
Yeah, it's way better.
Still not great,
I was gonna say, I don't think any of us are remotely that like robust.
right? Like, don't.
No, Gerty is robust.
Gerty's the
I mean,
tank.
Gertie's our small tank. He's a
Yeah.
boulder.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
The boulder.
Boulder. All right, that brings us back to Bethen in round 2.
No, Heinrik.
Or sorry,
Yes.
Heinrik's first.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to see if I can get out of this thing. So we're going strength check again.
Roll my
That
opposed.
is... Yeah, well, let's see if you can help me with your roll again, because I had 3 negative success levels.
Oh, I had 4 positive success levels.
Mm.
So no.
Well-
Let's see. If you lose the opposed test, you can do nothing but struggle as the opponent gains +1 advantage. Oh, I forgot. You do have a +10 bonus to hit the grappler with the highest advantage. So in this case would have been the vines. So Gerty would have done 1 more damage to it.
Oh, yes.
All right, that brings us to Bethen now.
Do I have to try to get out of it before I can attack?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's just an opposed strength test.
Yep.
All right. Let's see what happens. I'm so strong. I got 1 success level.
All right, I had 2 negative success levels.
Boom.
So because you won the test, you can deal strength bonus plus success level damage using your strength roll to determine the hit location. Don't worry about hit location. Or either give your opponent the entangle condition or remove an entangle condition from yourself, plus lose 1 extra for each success level by which you win. So you could just do damage to it if you want.
And then I'm still out though, right?
So we could represent that as you like just tearing vines apart off of you.
Take that 3 damage.
Alrighty.
Bethen hulks out.
Your strength bonus is 2?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not very strong. I'm a doctor. Not the doctors can't be strong, but I am not.
Alrighty. And that brings us to Liliana, who's not currently entangled.
Correct. Can she grab Heinrich's legs / ankles since they're pulling them a pretty decent distance off the ground?
They're already 2 yards up.
She.
So that's almost double.
Yeah, I was gonna say she
your
can't
height.
reach that. She can't reach that anymore.
You do notice that there's quite a lot of vines on the ground now between getting cut by that first attack with Heinrik and then Gerty and then Bethen ripping them apart a bit here. It does seem like a good portion of the vines have been cut and are gone.
Can Liliana even reach any of them to hit with her quarterstaff?
With your polearm, yes. With
Okay.
your quarterstaff, for sure.
Then she's gonna try doing that.
Okay, you try to hit them again.
Because trying to shoot them doesn't make any sense.
Don't forget you have +10 because they are a grappler.
Blair.
And do we count this ganging up on it too?
I want to say no because it kind of counts as like a large creature and it has 2, so 2 on 1 isn't enough.
Okay, fair.
That's fair.
Nah, 4 negatives. I didn't do good.
You want to use a fortune point or beseech the dark gods?
No.
It's been a while since you used your immune to chaos thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot I could do that. Well, I have all my fortune points back.
Yeah, I don't think you've used any since I gave them back at
No,
the
I
wall.
have not. I'll just use a fortune point.
Okie doke.
I literally rolled the exact same number.
Oh.
The other that they're like 1 in like 10,000 or something.
Yep, I just rolled a 74
So
twice.
you could then use beseech the dark gods to reroll one more time if you wish. If you want to use your free ignore corruption thing once per, we'll say session in quotes, every few episodes.
No.
All right. So, Gerty.
Okay, Gerty. Okay, last time I tried not to hit Heinrik's face, right?
Yes.
I'm not gonna try to hit Heinrik's face or Bethen's face.
Oh, I'm sure Bethen also appreciates that.
Indeed.
And I have 10 advantage, right? And I'm plus 10 to hit it too?
You have one advantage, yes.
Plus the 10 for the grappling.
Right, so...
Right.
Right.
He said 10 advantage.
Oh, you know what I mean. I can't have that many. That is 4 success levels.
All right. So how much damage is that?
10.
Very good. Because there's not too many vines left, but there's enough holding on to them. And they're going to get pulled up a little bit further.
Oh, 12, sorry. 4 success
total.
levels plus 4 strength plus 4 weapon, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, that one.
Okay, so it takes that much. Why was this so hard?
I was like, Dan, you only have to add 2 more to that.
Yeah.
So they're all, you can see that Bethen and Heinrik are like barely being held on. They only get
I
pulled
thought
up.
I was not grappled anymore.
Huh?
She
Thought I
hulked
was
out.
Yeah, I hulked
No,
out,
you
not
could
grappled.
choose between removing your grapple condition or doing damage.
Oh, I
You
thought
can
it
get
was
rid of
great.
the entangled condition. So
All right, whatever. It's fine. Moving on.
no, because you didn't have more advantage than your opponent. You couldn't break the grapple. That's what it was. You could do damage while in the grapple to the grappler.
Okay.
I want to say because there's so few vines left, it's not able to pull you up any further.
Wait, my turn not done yet. I say, stop it, Vines, we're having not a good day.
Alrighty, and
The vines stop pulling.
Heinrich suffers 3 damage,
Well, that's not what I said.
so that'll be reduced to 1 again, even with his paltry toughness bonus.
Yep.
And then Bethen, I rolled a 10 again.
What?
Yeah. You
Feel
can
it.
look if you want.
I hate this game. It's stupid. I'm down to 1.
So it's digesting you
'Cause of
alive.
Fucking vines.
Yep. Jungle's a nasty place. Back to Heinrich's turn.
Well, I'm going to continue to oppose strength this thing.
Alrighty, I could roll poorly.
I could roll well. I rolled a 33.
All right, I had 1
It's a crit.
success level.
It's for me. It's still a -0 success levels.
Oh no!
Oh,
you
wait,
critted.
were you counting any advantage in the Vines roll?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Heinrich, did you count your plus 10 because it's a grapple or whatever?
Oh, I have a +10 for the contested strength check.
No, that's for those outside the grapple.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
So it
You
sounds
tried.
like it's still got
Yes.
you pretty good.
I like Heinrich. I want them to do well.
All right, Bethen, you feel like if you got a
She
good,
seems to need more help than Heinrich
got something
does.
good here, you
No,
could
she's
potentially
not there.
rip off the last of these vines and drop down.
Yes, I want to get free of the vines.
All right. So you can make your opposed strength here.
I had 1 negative success level.
I also had 1 negative success level.
So if I use a fortune point, then I pass.
To give yourself +1 success level?
Yes.
Yes, that'll take you to 0, which would be more than I have.
And then I can get free of the vines.
Then you can either deal strength bonus plus success level damage, or give your opponent the entangled condition, or remove entangled conditions from yourself.
I would like to remove an entangled condition from myself, please.
How many did I get for you? You only had 1.
I only
right?
had 1. See, last time when I thought because I won, I thought that it removed the entangled condition because I won that roll. So I
Right.
didn't realize I had to specify to remove the entangled condition.
Well, no, because the thing is, I wasn't clear about it enough that it says if you begin your turn
It is your
grappling, you
fault,
may
yeah.
break the grapple if you have higher advantage than your opponent.
Okay.
Which you didn't.
But I got free.
So you can't break the grapple.
Can I break it now?
I'll say because this is a weird thing. There's so few vines. If you get rid of that one entangled condition, you will drop down.
And then I'm going to die.
So I want you to make an athletics test to try to land.
This is when
Okay.
Bethen dies. I
You got fate points
I
left.
have
You're
one
fine.
wound left. I made my athletics check exactly.
All right, because it wasn't that high up and you're so tall, I'm going to say it's okay for you just to land on your feet.
I superhero land. Yep.
Yeah, you can superhero land, sure, one fist down.
Yep.
And then stay there. Drop to your knees. Lay down.
There's a couple
Like,
long
ugh.
vines still trailing like on your shoulders, but they're not
feel
grabbing you at this
digested.
point. Lily.
I'm gonna check on Bethen. Can I do that?
Thank you.
Check on in what way?
Is she alive? Because she just flopped, but I guess she's okay.
Yeah, she's not prone or anything.
Oh, okay.
She landed, she did the superhero landing, kind of one knee, one fist down. It's good.
Like down
Tough
and
on the
like
knees.
Just realized that we haven't been talking about Vicious at all, who's probably barking and running in circles because they're above ground.
very
Yeah,
freaked
this,
out.
Do
yeah,
anything.
Vicious won't be able to reach.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think.
Okay, so I'll just say that Vicious checks on Bethen and immediately
Okay.
runs to your face and starts licking you and
I'm like,
whining.
And then goes, ah, she licks the
Yeah,
digestive
doesn't
juices.
like
and it's
it.
like, ah.
Yeah.
Then Liliana is
I
just
hear
going to attempt to continue
Sorry.
It's okay. Just
quarterstaff whacking the vines off of Heinrik.
Alrighty, make one more unopposed weapon skill test here with plus 10.
I rolled an 18.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
do it.
So 2 levels of success,
plus your strength bonus.
which is 2.
And a quarterstaff is plus 4. So,
2, 4, plus 4 is 8.
wow. Okay. Yeah. You swing your staff through all the vines above Heinrich. You reach up there. Maybe you jump up at the same time, and it's enough for Heinrich to fall. So Heinrich's going to need to make an athletics test to try not to take too much damage.
Or to land on Bethen.
It's the vines were never going to do me in. It's the fall. Dude, I rolled a 100.
Oh,
Oh no. You were a bit higher up than Bethen because she tried to pull you down at the beginning. This is going to be a 2-yard fall. Nothing crazy, but there's a bunch of roots here. You are between a couple of trees, so you might twist an ankle or something. So you are going to suffer. Wow, I keep rolling super low for you for damage. That's going to be 7 damage minus toughness and armor.
All right. Well, I can withstand 3 damage. I mean, I'm down to half health, but it could be a lot worse.
you could be Bethen.
Yeah, well, I was just kind of thinking that, like, the person who deserves misfortune the most is getting a lot of good luck here, and the person who probably deserves the least misfortune is getting the brunt of it.
I'm sorry, you do not subtract your armor from that, just toughness.
Well, now I'm down to 2, or I'm sorry, I'm down to 4 hit points. That's less good.
All right, so make
More
sure
like
that didn't
Bethen.
knock you unconscious or something. Whew, but the divines, the ones that you didn't cut them all, but the last few of them kind of pull themselves up above the branches where you can't see anymore.
Get out of here, you stupid vines. We don't want any more, please.
Ugh, that was awful.
I don't know what's worse, the natural wall or the man-made wall.
Mm.
I think that we know at this point that any jungle walls are...
We go around them. How about the next time we come across a thing in the way, we just around it?
Yes.
Danny says, just finish without me. Bethen would stay the fuck away from those vines. Lucky for her, they all went up in the branches. You continue on.
I feel like Bethen should Bethen herself a little bit, and then maybe Heinrich too.
Right here.
I mean,
These dangerous vines.
I think we just make them go back.
Bethen wants to get out of here. Bethen wants to get to
Oh,
a safe
yes.
place.
She's
before.
like a little hurt, and I think she would want to take a piece of it.
Oh, yeah. So the part that we cut down.
Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of vines on the ground at this point.
I'm gonna use the stick, my quarterstaff, and be like, I'll carry it.
All right.
And then do we go back already, or do we press forward?
I don't think Bethen can take any more. Remember how much you're like hurt?
Oh, yeah, so we give a bark.
Ooh.
She chews on some of the bark.
Yes.
Would. I want to make a perception test here.
98.
Nope. -4.
Heinrik's got success level.
So does Bethen.
Whoa.
Heinrik and Bethen, as you guys were pulled up here, you spotted through the canopy further south a little ways. Not too far off, but you see something that looks fairly familiar. Some other structure of that dark stone that you've seen now a couple of times. So maybe we'll find out what that might be next time.
I can't believe we found another wall already.
Dude. Fuck walls.
You can't. There's no walls.
The vine